Hi, my name is Mandy. Welcome along to our quick yoga session today. We're going to start on hands and knees with cats and cows. So make your way over to all fours. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, toes tucked if you can do, stretching your fingers out. And as you breathe out, round your back up, push the floor away, relax your head down, tailbone tucks. And as you breathe in, lift through your head and your tailbone. Feel like you're pulling the floor towards your knees. Again, exhale, round the back up, push the floor away. Inhale, lift through your head and your tailbone. And one more. So round the back up, push the floor away. Inhale, lifting through your head and your tailbone. From here, you can step your right foot up between your hands. So we're going to come into low lunge. Kind of a 90-90 legs. Feet, just make sure they're hip width apart. Pull your foot and your knee together. So we lift all the way up, reaching your arms up to the ceiling. Go nice and tall through the body, so your left knee, hip, shoulder are in line. Take a breath. From here, right arm's going to sweep all the way back behind you. We're going to come into a twist through our upper body, looking back to your right fingers if you're stable. Otherwise, you're just going to stay looking forwards. And so a couple of breaths. And then from here, right hand's going to reach either just to your hip, or if you can do to the back of your left leg. Left arm slowly reaches up, looking up to your fingers. So right arm reaches all the way back up. Slowly lower down. We come down into a lower lunge, bringing your hands down to the floor. Step back to hands and knees, and then take your knees wide, toes together, come back into a child's pose, and take a breath or two. So we're going to do the same few poses on the other side. So come back to hands and knees. This time left foot steps up to your hands. So again, 90-90 legs. Make sure your foot and your knee aren't in line. Squeeze them towards each other so you lift up. Arms reach all the way up. And then feel like you've got your right knee, hip, shoulder in line. Go nice and tall. Take a breath. Taking it into our twist. The left arm's going to sweep back behind you. Look back to your left hand if you're stable. Otherwise, you're just going to look to your right hand. So we take it into our next pose. Hands either coming to your hip, to our exalted lunge, or your left hand's going to reach all the way to the back of your right leg. Right hand reaches up, so you're looking up to your fingertips. Left arm sweeping up, lower all the way down through that low lunge. So hands come down to the mat. Left knee steps back to all fours, to our child's pose. Take a breath or two here. So we're going to repeat that same flow, making it a little bit more challenging. So come back to hands and knees. We're going to take it into our downward dog. So stretch your fingers out, toes tuck. Send your hips all the way up and back. See if you can feel like you're straightening through your arms, your shoulders, your back. Knees are bent. Pedal your feet out on the spot a few times if you'd like to. It's our first downward dog. And keeping your feet still. Imagine you're pushing the floor away, like you're pushing the ceiling or holding the ceiling up. From here, right foot is going to step up to your hands. Not too giant a step forwards. We're slowly going to lift all the way up into our high lunge, sweeping your arms up. Back heel is lifted. Back leg's nice and strong and active. Feel like you're pulling your feet together. Feels like you're tucking your tailbone under, so you bend to the back knee just a little bit maybe. Back arm, right arm's going to open out into our high twist. Looking back to your right fingers again if you're stable. So left arm reaches up to the ceiling, right hand to your hip. Maybe you reach to the back of your left leg, take your gaze to your left fingers. Right arm reaches all the way back up. Step up. We're going to come into our chair pose. Sit your hips back and down. Imagine you've got a really comfy chair behind you. You can bring your hands into prayer or onto your legs maybe. From here, right leg steps back behind you and open out to warrior two. So your front heel kind of lines up with the instep on the back foot. Hips, ribs, head are stacking. Looking down, your left hand. And then you're going to spin, cartwheel your hands all the way over, down to the mat by your front foot. Step back into your downward dog. You can always do a child's pose if you don't like downward dog. And again, imagine you're holding the ceiling up through your hands. So hands, arms, shoulders feel really nice and active. Left foot steps up to your hands. Again, not a giant step. We're going to come back to that high lunge. So pull your foot and your knee together. Legs feel nice and strong. Slowly bring your arms back up by your ears. Back legs nice and strong and engaged. And I feel like you're tucking your tab under. So gentle bend through that back knee. Left arm rotates all the way back, reaching back into that twist. So looking back to your left hand. Right arm starts to reach up. Left hand either comes to your hip, maybe you reach the back of your right leg. Slowly take your gaze up to your right hand, to your ceiling. Bring that left arm all the way back up. Step up the top of the mat. Come back to your chair pose. So feel like you're reaching your hips back behind you. We're going to step our left leg back. We come into our warrior two. Going to end up with my back to you. So spin, open the back arm, open your left arm back. Look down your right fingers. Grow tall. Feel like you're lifting out of your hips. That's it. From there, cartwheel or spin, left arm all the way over. So your hands come down to the floor. We come into that low lunge. Stepping back to our downward dog again. Push the floor away. Taking that breath or two. Bend through your knees. See if you can straighten through your shoulders. And come all the way down. Hands and knees. And we come into our child's pose again. Rest your head on the floor. You can rest your head on your hands if you prefer, or a cushion. Slowing your breath to slow, calm down. And then slowly come up to sitting. So bring your legs round in front. Just going to come into a couple of seated breaths here. So legs across. Grab a cushion if you want to sit up on a cushion, if that's more comfortable. Sit tall. Maybe you close your eyes. And just allowing your breath to slow. Noticing the heartbeat slow down. Noticing your breath softening and slowing down. Shoulders feel relaxed. And then opening your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. Just a quick flow to get everything moving up and ready for the rest of your day. And I shall see you again next time. Thank you. Take care.